Hello YouTubes, how's everyone today? You join me in a very messy workshop for not really an update. That's clickbait. Everyone hates that, don't they? But I thought I'd chuck it on there just for a bit of a laugh. I'll do a quick tour of my really embarrassingly messy workshop. So I've got all my racking with helmets, there's a welder down there, there's a saw, there's some axle stands and stuff. Under this pile of crap are some spare seats for my daughter's car. They're the original seats, they need swapping over and then we can get rid of the old ones. Helmets, clothing, more crap, bench grinder, boxes of crap, lots of spare paint, fuel cans, a bin. Now this here is my electrics trolley, where if I'm doing some work on my car outside, some wiring or whatever, the idea is I roll it out and everything goes on and off of it. If I'm doing any work on it, everything goes on and off on it. But it's been relegated to putting shit on. There's a petrol tank in there for the Cafe Racer, which is buried under there. Toolboxes, that's my original toolbox. This is my newer toolbox, which is actually a thing of beauty. Sorry about the top, it's covered in shite, but it is lovely. Oh more crap, and then in the bottom just a few power tools and more crap. And then this side, smaller stuff, Allen keys, Torxes, screwdrivers, odds and sods. Oh, that's for checking your brake fluid, moisture content, spare specs when we get old, tap and die sets, micrometer, vernier, and then what I've got in the bottom, now just some electric stuff. Oh, spare gloves. I bought a box of those the other day. Twat. ODB reader for the car. Aircon repump kit. Yeah, shite. Workshop hoover, very important. Compressor, very useful. With a compressor cable. Oh, another workshop hoover, that's just for cars and stuff. A lamp, clothes, clock. Very important. Bluetooth speaker. Oh, there are some mountain bikes under here. Oh, this is pretty bad. Look, that's a white Trail 19. Thing of beauty. And behind that is a Ribble. If any of you know Ribble. Oh, more paper towels. Where did I buy some recently? Oh, I think these were a bit shit. Yeah, they were shit. So I bought some more. Dry whiteboard. For jobs on the bike. Hammers. What have we got here? This is such a lot of old shite. Track pump for the bikes. That is crucially important, as you all know. Roof bars for the car. That's a back box for the car. It's got a back box delete, so it's a bit noisy. These blocks of wood are to get my car high enough to get a jack underneath. Axle stands, bits and bobs. Look at that. Roof bars for the car, a kneeler, something to lie on. Now this is off of a Porsche Le Mans prototype LMP2 car from Jota Racing, and that is the remains of a carbon fibre rear corner. Obviously you can see the wheel arch part and the top of the wing, and there's a carbon deflector. That came from Jota Racing Porsche LMP2 car, which was crashed at Yas Marina a few years ago. A friend of mine, his son works for Jota Racing, and they were getting rid of a few parts in donations for charity money, so everyone had something and everyone chucked a few quid in. But yeah, that's just nice to have. Another crucial thing, fire extinguishers. If you've got a workshop, have a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit, and then just more shite. Look at it. Nice big trolley jack though. That was donated by my next door neighbour, bless him. Just got too big for him to use. More shite and more shite. Cafe Rosa you've all seen. Thing of Beauty, Trusty Rusty. And then under here is my clothes stand, otherwise known as, it's a Ducati Multistrada under there. Relegated to being a clothes stand. More shite, and more shite. Right, but the main reason for this is I've got a chest mount on my jacket. I'm going to, that's a Ducati frame there. I'm going to do something like that one day. Main reason is because I've been watching some YouTube channels on sort of camping stuff. There's a guy, I think he's called Kent Adventures, Kent Survival might be. Really nicely, quiet spoken chap. He's got like fucking 500,000 viewers or something, and good luck to him because I do like his stuff. And he does overnight stays. He's got tents that he makes and all that sort of stuff. If you know that clicking, that's the squirrels in the garden, in the boxes in the garden. The other side of that wall. But yeah, he does stuff, and he takes his camp. He's got a 4x4 thing, pickup truck he takes away. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can find some land, and I'm going to load up the trusty rusty Thing of Beauty with some old camping gear and get out in the woods and do an overnight camp, and then just make a little video of it, just something a little bit different. So I'm going to put the camera on my chest mount. I'm going to go up into my roof space where all my camping stuff is and see what we can dig out. I've got a light up there, so hopefully you'll be able to see. So join me in a minute when I'm up there, where you'll see more shite. Oh, I really need to spend a week in the summer where I can basically empty this place out onto the driveway and give it a really good clean, because it is embarrassing. It really is. Oh, one other thing, these are useful. Pop-up tents. That was only about 100 quid, and it pops up and it will cover a car. If you've got to work on your car out in the driveway, because you keep your motorcycles in the double garage that you had built and not your car, which was the plan, sort of, they're quite handy. So if you spent a lot of money getting something like this built, oh, plastic floor, lovely, to do your work on your car, and then you never do. I did my wife's clutch in here on her car, so I have used it, but other than that, it's motorcycles and crap, and a lot of it. So right, let me bolt this onto my chest, pop upstairs, and you can see some more shite. Back in a second. Alright, I'm back. I've got no idea if this angle will even work, but look, no hands. So let's climb up the ladder. It's not really a ladder, it's a load of bits of battening that I screwed to the wall, but it works as a ladder. A couple of little grab handles. Spin around, and here we go. More shite, and a lot of it. You have to sort of bend over to try and get the angle. Does that work? I'll find out when I watch this back. And it looks fucking awful. Big tent, very big tent. That's got 3 compartments for sleeping in. You could get 9 people in there, and there's a middle bit that's tall enough, plenty tall enough for me to stand up in. I'm not very tall, so that's quite easy, but you can put motorbikes in there as well. We've been away in that, and we've had 3 people and 3 motorbikes all in it. More shite. Camping chair. I will need that. What do we got here? Old throw-over panniers. Let me just adjust this a little bit because I'm bending over now. I've had these for donkey's years, Oxford 1. They were cheap and cheerful, and they're still going. They look dusty because A, they've been up here, and B, these came to Morocco with me. they still got Moroccan dust in. Dry bag, fluorescent tank bag cover. What else have we got? Plenty of tyres, a roof cage for my car for putting more shite on the roof, seats, top box. Oh, this, that is a very big tyre for my car, my last Porsche. Almost brand new, still see, look, all the hairs on. I got a puncture, it's done about 1,000 miles that, but unfortunately the puncture, did I mark it? Oh, I did, yeah, look at that. That is on the outside of the tread, unrepairable. Well, I say unrepairable, I didn't even bother. I just got a new one because to me that's not repairable. Give me your thoughts on that, but I'm not gonna put a patch on a car that goes quite fast, as much as it pained me. Yeah, but there you go. Oh, this is my original roll mat from the 80s. That clean patch there used to have a GB sticker on it, and that would sit on the back of my rack on my bikes whenever I went away, when I went over to Europe. So that was my GB sticker on the back of it. Yeah, so there's one of those things that you can't throw away. I mean, look how thin it is. I've got airbeds now. But yeah, I'm not going to throw that away. Old rucksacks and shite. Panniers for the multi-strada. What's that? Oh, spare window regulator for the car. Right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, here. Let's drop that down a bit. This is most of my sort of reasonable camping gear. I've been motorcycle camping probably for, let me have a think, 35 years. So I don't for 1 minute count myself as an expert. You've got all these survival guys that, you know, light fire with fire sticks and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll just use a lighter. Gas for my gas stove. That will be I try and keep most stuff in dry bags. What's that? That's my thermarest. That's a 3/4 length thermarest, and that has been a lot of places with me. That's from my infantry days. 3/4 length because I'm not that tall. It's expanded at the moment, it's not got the valve done up. 3/4 length does me, and that's lighter. That's nice and light, and that's been carried at an awful lot of places. That'll be my snug pack sleeping bag, which used to go with that. Dry bag. Crucial bit of kit. You can just put loads of shite on there, loads of straps to strap it to the bike. That was just a cheap one, again off of eBay, I think. And yeah, that came from Morocco. Doesn't leak. Cheap. If it leaks, patch it. If you can't patch it, throw it away. Or spend a shitload of money on some decent kit. Choice is yours, but that works for me. Full length inflatable bed with a inflatable pillow just tucked in the top. What does that say? Spares. That's spares for a tent. And that's marked as a good tent. Now these, believe it or not, these tents, I was walking around Tesco's one day, they were 10 quid on sale. 10 quid for a tent. And I thought, fucking hell, 10 quid, I'll buy 2 of those. So I did. And I took them down to the south of France when me and a mate came down, went down to the Bordeaux. Took both of these down, and they were perfect. They were the sort of thing where I thought, you know, we're only staying for 2 nights. 2 nights, 3 nights. The weather was forecasted to be good, no rain. For 10 quid, I'd have quite happily left them down there. I'd have, you know, dismantled them, thrown them in a bin, and left them there. But they survived. Not only did they survive, but they came back. Look at my hands mucky up here. They came back, and I've used them multiple times in good weather. As long as the weather's good, I've got a tarp that will go over these, a proper tarp, if it is going to rain. But they weigh sod all. They haven't got any sort of, you know, porch vestibule area for cooking. which is a bit of a pain, but that's why you got the tarp, so you can put a tarp up and cook underneath it. But probably the best camping thing I've ever bought. The poles break because they're cheap shitty poles, that's why obviously that one is marked up as spares. Right, Fire Maple Star X3. This is a complete rip-off of a Jetboil, but it cost a lot less than a Jetboil. Obviously you've got inside when you can get it out of the bag. You've got your cooker inside. You've got your stove. You've got your various attachments. Obviously you can use that to go on the floor. Everything bolts into it with your burner. Obviously that screws onto a gas cylinder with a valve, piezo starter, and then I can't remember exactly how all this goes together now. Pretty sure that goes on there. Or does it go the other way up? It goes the other way up, doesn't it? Or does it? I'm having a brain fart. Does that go on there? Either way, I'm pretty sure that goes on there. And that goes on there. Or does it? It's so long since I've used this, I can't remember. But anyway, this really is a cracking bit of kit, and a lot cheaper than a Jetboil. Now, I know they ripped off Jetboil, and that's probably not great, but this works superbly. Obviously with the gas cylinder, works really well. So, highly recommended. Or you buy a proper Jetboil, which would be the decent thing to do. Oh, there we go. There's the instructions. I'll read those at some point. But yeah, that's going to be my cooking system. Let's just put that aside for a moment. Then we got a cheap cot bed. If you can see that, cheap cot bed. Old mess tin. More poles, and that'll be probably a tent that I use, which is a Coleman, I think it's probably got a name on the side of it, Coastline 3 Plus. Now it is quite a big heavy tent. You wouldn't go walking anywhere with it, but it will go on the back of a bike quite happily, and it does have a decent porch area at the front of it. This is my old army mess tin. A lot of history with that, and this is my old original. A spare top for a gas thing. My old original Coleman burner. Again, God, that's been a lot of places. Yeah, it's been an awful lot of places, that. The amount of things I've cooked on that and eaten on that. But anyway, this got retired because I invested in the fake Jetboil, but obviously that's never going anywhere. It's part of my history. These are old bags that I just used to wrap stuff up in, keep it dry. So yeah, the plan is to make a little video where I'm going to load the RS up, the trusty rusty thing of beauty. I'm going to load the RS up and take it for a camp somewhere. Again, this up here really does need some sorting out. I think in here, this is hung up to avoid rodents. I've got a funny feeling, here there's a zip. Some food in here. Some of this is old military ration pack stuff. Yeah. These are cappuccinos, they're not military. Wayfarer, meatballs and pasta. What's the date on that? February 2021. They'll still be good. Bags of stuff. Now these are old military things. I couldn't even tell you how old that is. Tea bags, all that sort of stuff. Whitener for your hot drinks. But yeah, these Wayfarer, for the best of my knowledge, used to make the military meals, and these are just in a different packet, but they last forever. I know that says that's 3 years out of date. That's an old rat pack. What's that? Toffee pudding in toffee sauce. Oh, why haven't I eaten that? Why haven't I eaten that? That would be lovely. I haven't got my specs on, so I can't see the date on that. No, not hope to see the date on that. What have we got here? Oh, chicken tikka and rice. Another meatballs in pasta. What's the date on that? 06/2021. That'll still be good. I'm eating that. Meatballs and pasta, February 2021. Yeah, eating that as well. Yeah, they're just guidelines, those dates. And then what have we got? Sweetener. There's one left in there. So that's the plan. Little camping trip where I'll load the trusty rusty bike up and I'm going to get out into some woods, make myself a camp, do a little video, and maybe encourage other people to get out there and do some touring, because some of the best times I've ever had on a bike have been trips away with mates where we just, you know, sort of jumped on the bikes and we've headed out. And yeah, I know that probably won't stop the rodents. They will climb up the beams and they will probably drop down into the bag, but it's better than leaving it sat. But yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna get some of this stuff out, load it on the bike and get away. Now, a friend of mine is a farmer, and funny enough, by the time you watch this video, I would have returned from a family holiday. We're off to Florida. So if you like Florida stuff, then feel free to watch them. That's not what this channel's about, but I will be making a few videos while I'm away, because there are people that like the old travel stuff. So I will do some of that just to see what we got up to and a few reviews of places we went and the flight and what have you. But Charles, we're hoping to meet up with him because he's out for Daytona 500, lucky sod, with the Goodwood Drivers Club. So he's out doing that. We're going to hopefully meet up, and I'm going to try and find if either he or one of his mates, farmer mates, has got a bit of land that I can borrow just for a night to ride the bike in, put some of this stuff together and have a night out. So stay tuned. There will be a follow-up video at some point, and we'll see how we get on. But until then, YouTubes, sorry this has been a duller video than normal, not a riding video, but stay safe. If you're riding, stay safe. If you're not riding, watch shit videos on YouTube. And I really need to sort this place out. Any volunteers? Catch you soon. Cheers. You know me, I always add something on the end of it. I've got the instructions out to try and remind me of how it all goes together. Plastic base. Clip that up. Plastic base clips on the bottom of your fuel canister. Burner screws on. And then I can't remember what that bit's for. It's obviously an adapter for something, but then your pot. There goes the lid. Landed on the multi-strada. You got some dimples, and that just clicks on. So obviously that holds it and won't fall off. And then there's your burner, and obviously that sets the right height from the burner to the, I don't know, what would you call that? Heat exchanger? Yeah, it's called a heat exchanger, which obviously what works to make this thing nice and hot. And that will hold, what does that say? I can't read it. It's got to be ½ litre though. Yeah, and that's what I'll be using for cooking. So, as usual, I always add something on the end because I think, no, fuck it, let's do it properly. So, yeah. Recommended fire maple X3. I've got a funny feeling this came from a cycling shop. But I'm not sure. But yeah, they are worth it. They do work, they're reliable. So, happy days. Catch you all soon.